Oh! I'm sure if I was some better YouTuber, I could think of some hilarious intro to do with the fact that there's this giant wide open mouth and we're going straight down the throat. We are deep-throating this dead Dodongo. But I got nothing. Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with yet another gripping installment of Master Quest, and there's baby Dodongos in here. Yay, it's like abortions, except they've already been born, so it's a bit late for that. And I set off a chain reaction of exploding babies. Lovely. Now, I did say between episodes that I would get some more hearts, and I nearly did. I almost got back up to full. Also, I hit a pot and it had a red rupee in it, so now I'm up to max. And then after I got up to max, there was another red rupee in a pot. And so now I'm up to... well, I'm still up to max because that's how money caps work. I make it sound like it's an article of clothing, an article of clothing that you can wear and it makes you have cash. Which would be convenient. Now, more graves, what do they do? I know you have to pull at least one of them, I think. Okay, wall, rude. I thought maybe there'd be some sort of fantabulous side effect to me opening the grave that made the entire screen go poo, but nope, it was just me getting stuck inside a wall. Also, there's another one of these assholes, but you have, like, no space in which to fight him. But that also means that he can't run away, because that's one annoying thing about the ones that fought in pairs in the previous episode. One would come down to about half health, and then it would run away, and then you'd have to fight the other one. But in this case, there's only one. And again, with the arse wall, can I even pull this one back without getting got by the wall of flames? It seems like a bad idea. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, okay. Now, is this due? I was about to do something stupid and, like, just jump through the fire and hope for the best, but no. There's a crystal switch on the other side. In fact, yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Navi, I already saw it. That's probably a timed thing, so I'm just gonna... Can I? Okay. I suspect... Did I say I think that's timed? Because I think it's timed. And if it is, then I'm about to be proven right. Now, I know there's some way of skipping over this, and I forget completely how one skips this section. Also, there's these guys. I don't remember how many of them are actually alive, so I'll just... I'll just leave this offering here and hope for the best. Yeah, they're just gonna... Okay, apparently that one's not going to, but... Okay. You've still got the alive colour palette. Well, at least it still had the alive colour palette, but then it stopped moving and went into statue mode. Those are Armos? Something. They're a thing. Is this... Oh no, it's just a Poe. Oh no, here we Poe. I thought maybe it'd be a room with like an invisible enemy or something, because this game does like its invisible enemies, and... Can you die, please? Now, is this another Skulltula room? Oh, apparently I needed to kill you to get out anyway. Oh no, there's a chest under here, isn't there? That's what it is. Now, one thing that does bother me about the gold Skulltulas, but in a good way, like, you can tell they're a well-designed thing. Also, the lid of the chest is clipping into that grave. I am disgusted, but in an approving way, that if you look at a gold Skulltula's legs, they're like black and white striped, and I could totally see that being a thing. Like, I could imagine spiders with stripy legs. If you saw that video that I did with Europe Scalo 8 at the start of this year that was, it was, well, I called it the friendship test, where we asked each other a bunch of questions about each other to see how well we know each other. And again, you're doing that thing where you got the alive palette, but you're not acting alive. I mentioned that I'm not a fan of spiders, and they make me feel rather murdery, but I'm not afraid of them. And I forget where I was going with this, but I have spidery dreams sometimes, so I don't know why, they just appear in my dreams sometimes, though. I recall dreaming once about a spider. Can you just take damage, please? You know what? Fuck this. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I had a dream once about a spider with particularly sticky, like, silk, and its name was Garden. And I'm gonna take a chance and say I don't need that fairy. Well, I'd like it now. Could you come through the wall, please? Thank you. Because obviously, if you've not seen this game before, I've not explained up to this point, but... Oh, that's what made that thing appear. Okay. That switch made the lower of these two crystal blocks appear, that's how it could climb over. And we triggered it by doing the chain of bombs thing. Fairies. You can catch them in a bottle, and if you die, they'll automatically refill your life, otherwise they'll just refill your life up a whole load. One thing that offends me about them is, in later games... Also, how is this grave not holding this switch down? Just a thing to consider. One thing that annoys me is, I swear, in this game, fairies completely heal your life, just back up to full, no questions asked, no strings attached. But in a load of other games since, they don't. They only heal, like, a set number. Like, I think in Wind Waker, they only heal you 10 hearts out of a maximum possible 20. And that offends me, because no, fairies are supposed to heal you to full. Anyway, you can catch them in a bottle, and I'd rather not spare the bugs in a bottle, just in the name of convenience, because, spoiler alert, this upcoming boss is piss easy, and we're already perfectly equipped to deal with it. Because once again, I shall be making good use of those Deku Sticks, because they deal quadruple damage if you do a jump attack with them. And so it's another boss that can be cheesed in a matter of, maybe not seconds, but pretty quickly. And also the Hylian Shield kind of breaks this boss as well. Also, that chest up there with the bombs in it. Typically, if you find an item that restocks your finite resources, you're probably going to need to use said resources in that room. Like, that's the chest's way of saying, hey idiot, you might need to do a thing in here. And, yeah, that was enough to... Like, one jump attack with a Deku Stick was enough to set him up for one single cycle, because this is one of those bosses where they're only weak for a certain amount of time. And once that time, either that time will expire, or once you deal a set amount of damage, there you go, 2 cycles and he's dead. Once you deal a set amount of damage, he'll... Like, it's one of those bosses where you deal a certain amount of damage, and then its vulnerable period will forcibly end, so you can't deal too much damage at once, is what I'm trying to say with this. Because bosses have a thing that's called a critical period. This is like a gaming thing in general. Because bosses are typically almost constantly invincible apart from during one specific point, and that's their critical point. And that boss is only critical once you throw a bomb in his mouth and it explodes, and that critical point ends once you deal a set amount of damage, or after a certain amount of time has passed, whichever comes sooner. And by doing a jump attack with a Deku Stick, because that's quadruple damage compared to just slashing him with a sword, that does a lot of damage, and it only takes 2 strikes like that, so they have to have a forcible end of critical period, so that you have to fight the boss for more than 5 seconds. Anyway, one other thing I was going to mention is, it's kind of the law of Let's Plays that Dodongo's Cavern has to take up 3 episodes. Because you have 1 episode to get in and do some of the dungeon. Episode 2 in the dungeon takes up... it deals with most of the puzzles, but not all of them. And then episode 3, you do that bit inside the Dodongo's mouth and the final boss. Well, not the final boss, the boss of the dungeon. Every LP I've seen of this game kind of follows that formula, and that's no bad thing. I would, after this, immediately go on to the next dungeon, but there's actually a couple of things that we can do that open up as a result of doing this. One of them is the next Mask and the Happy Mask Salesman quest thing. 2 things... Well, they're 2 interconnected-ish things as well that open up as a result of this, and I don't think they're story required, but they're sort of... Well, no. They are required, but they make it seem like it's not required. But it's done in such a way that... Right, we're gonna get an item and a power-up, and both of those seem like they're optional, and so you feel like you're doing a good job when you go and get them, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so ahead of the curve. But later in the game, it turns out that you needed them to progress all along, and it just so happened that you got them when they first became available because you thought you were being clever, but actually you needed to get them all along, and it'll become obvious once I actually get them and I can stop being so cagey about the details. Anyway, Goron's Ruby. Once again, prettier in the remakes, but still actually pretty. And of course, I've inspokerated all over this cutscene, so the point is, we're now a sworn brother of Daronia, and by proxy, the sworn brother of the king. So it's like we're brother-in-law to the king, which means that we're Zelda's father-in-law. That's weird. Oh, you Gorons and your customs. And now, there will be hugs! So cute. So cute. In fact, this cutscene actually kind of railroads you towards getting the optional upgrade anyway. And I just realised I can watch the TV in the reflection against my whiteboard, and it'll be like I'm playing the 3DS version, because everything in that is mirrored backwards. So, we can now, well, we could do this as soon as we've got the bombs actually, but we can climb up Death Mountain proper and see what awaits us at the top. And this is the first of the 2 optional things that actually isn't all that optional in the grand scheme of things. And I'm really glad they didn't introduce bomb physics until Skyward Sword, because otherwise just put a bomb down there and it would start rolling down the hill and it would be completely useless, and why am I picking up that rupee? I can't carry anymore. That nearly ended badly for me. Oh yeah, there's another thing in Goron City that we need to get as well. There's not really a convenient time to go and do that. Well, we'll be coming back later, so... Link, would you mind jumping when I tell you to jump your ass? Because that's a valid instruction. Jump your ass. Now, there's something here that confused me a fair amount as a child, and I think I'll leave that rock for the moment. This section here, as you get towards the volcano, because it is a volcano, it'll do this, and it'll start raining death upon you. And those boulders do target you. Like, even if you keep moving, you will take either as much damage as... Well, a set number of rocks will fall on you, and you can't avoid them, so you have to have the Hylian shield. But later in the game, we come through here again, and that doesn't happen. And I thought there'd be no way of getting up there the second time, because when we come back here, we can't use the Hylian shield like this. And so I thought, oh, well, there's no way we're going to be able to get through without taking a crap ton of damage, and no, it's just... At this point, the rocks home in on you. Later, they don't. That's kind of not very intuitive. But, I mean, I suppose it's clever because it'll keep you out of here before you're ready to come here, because it's kind of like a barrier in the form of health. And can I just get outside the... You see that the rocks home in on you. Get outside the activation zone for that stuff. Ow. Slingshot. It is a common thing to accuse Zelda games of, oh, you get an item, you use it in that dungeon, and then you never use it again. Well, I don't think Zelda games are as bad of doing that as I don't think they do that as much as they're accused of doing. And I don't even remember, does Okami face the same problem? Because I remember it coming up in the discussion of items that you only use in the dungeon in which you get them. I remember Okami being mentioned, but I don't remember whether that's another case of that happening, or a case where it's similar but that doesn't happen. I don't know. Anyway, most people, whether they played this game or not, will know what's at the top of here, but some people still might not. And it's you. I'd rather not talk to you right now. And it's another drumskin wall, and yeah, question mark to you too, that's helpful. And can I restock on my bombs and or seeds? Oh, there's more bugs up here. Well, I don't really need them right now. We could go in that cave over there as well, but I don't think there's anything in there for us just yet. Because once you go inside this doesn't count as a volcano. Once you're inside the volcano proper, a timer will start. And once that timer expires, you start losing health because it's too hot. And that timer is directly related to how much health you have at the time. So, if you have more heart pieces, more heart containers, and you're full on life, then you're going to have more time to play with in there. And I think that applies to being underwater for prolonged periods of time as well. So if you get caught underwater, you'll start running out of air, but there's a timer. And I think that's tied to how many hearts you have as well. Anyway, it's everyone's favourite scary fairy lady, Pointy Tits McGee. Now, here's a thing that bothers me as well. This is the Great Fairy of Power, right? And by using her sparkles of questionable origin, she bestows upon us the power of magic, which we can channel through our sword in the form of a new sword technique. Ta-da! So yeah, we can do a proper spin attack now. Well, we can do the same spin attack as always, but now it has a wave of energy around it, making it reach further and generally be more effective. And that means that we can now use magic. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is there's another item that we're going to get that she's going to allude to as well. Because there's that, there was that dead end outside Hyrule Castle. And there's another great fairy fountain in there. And this is what she's alluding to now. I wonder, if you go there first, will she say, no, fuck off, you can't have my item because you don't have magic power? Because obviously the game railroads you into coming up here first. Because this is a good place to go, because you get magic power. So, I don't know how that works, and of course I've just passed up my opportunity to find out. But, I don't know, it's a thing. Now then. Nothing to show off in there, so we'll just talk to this asshole, because he's not speaking to us automatically, which I suppose is rather courteous of him. And if you speak to him before going in there, then he'll tell you that, you should go in there and see the Great Fairy. And then on the way back down, he offers to carry you down, and this will bring us to yet another heart piece, because he drops us off on a roof that we couldn't otherwise land on top of. And yes, there are a couple of drum skin walls that we could go and deal with our bombs right now, and this is kind of bothersome, because there are a couple of side things we can go and do now, but they're not, they're in inconvenient places, because they're all far apart from each other, and I believe there's a Skulltula on this roof at night, and so either come down here when it's nighttime, or come in using Kepora Gebora, and then turn it to nighttime, so you'll spawn up here. But I don't remember whether that's this version of the game, or the original, or neither. But it's still very much worth checking just in case, because otherwise you'd be all flavors of butthurt for coming up here and finding a Skulltula that you can't get to. But apparently that was just my brain being a derp. Now if we just drop down here, we're just above where the chickens were, for Anju, or Chicken Lady as she is in this game. We can come in here, and I didn't show off the inside of this house. If you go up to the platform above this cage, you can get 20 rupees, I think, or somewhere in here anyway. And there's that heart piece, that's how you get that. Where should I go now? Oh, it's a good thing that it's nighttime, because there's a Skulltula that I want to show off, so give me a moment. Now, in the interests of time, I could have done this pretty much as soon as we finished Dodongo's Cavern, but just drop a bomb right here, blow up this rubble wall, more, and there's a Skulltula behind it. And as a child, I thought you needed the item from the next dungeon in order to get it, but I'm fairly sure, yeah, this is a climbable wall. There is no indication in this version that you can climb up that wall. In the 3D version, sorry, they retextured that so it looks like you can climb up it. What do now? Well, you don't have to worry about it because I'll be cutting, so see you in a moment. I almost forgot to resume commentating there. Well, first we need to give him the rupees for the skull mask. Also, certainly in the 3DS version, I don't know about this version, but probably also, he makes a rather terrifying face at you if you don't have the money to pay back to him, and he'll kick you out the shop. So, make sure you have enough money to pay him back. So, we've now got the next mask to pass along in the quest, and I would like to deliver this now, but it did occur to me just as I arrived here that there's a minigame that I think we can do now that'll get us both a piece of heart and an upgrade for the bomb bag. Is this now? Well, I mean, I've got a nearly full wallet, so we may as well. The bomb tube bowling alley, it's not really a good time, but this is going to be a thing. Now, there are 5 potential prizes on a roulette in here, and if you win, you'll get the prize. And I think those prizes are a bomb bag upgrade, a purple rupee, a piece of heart, more bombs and bomb chews. I think that's what it is. 30 rupees. It's expensive and sort of a game of chance. It's a combination of luck and skill, and if we win, we get bomb chews. So this could serve as a practice run. But I'll use this to show off the mechanics of the game, and then cut to the run that I want to succeed on, and my successful run thereof. And this is actually a rather fortunate setup, because you could just set it off straight down the middle. Bomb chews are kind of erratic in where they go and how they stop, but any of these obstacles will blow it up, including that chicken there. And I believe if you go into first person, you can't do it here, but if you go into first person view, and you look at the chickens, they turn blue, and they get in the way. It's rather annoying. I think it's just a lighting glitch. I think they kept it in the 3DS remake. Now stay out of the way. Don't do it. Of course, I would succeed, both on my first attempt and on an attempt that doesn't matter. But this is our first instance of bomb chews. They exist in limited supply. You can get them in some chests in some dungeons. There's a shop in Hyrule Castle Town that I've not shown off yet, but I will at some point, where you can buy them. There's somewhere in an area that we haven't got to yet where you can buy them for a ridiculous amount of money. But once the shop in Castle Town sells out, that's it. You can't buy any more. You need to either win them here, buy them from Lord Expensive Pants, or find them in dungeon chests, but they're so... You're not likely to use them, so you don't really have to worry about running out of them. Now what am I gonna get this time? Heart piece, I'm down for that. I'll just need to try not to fuck this up. Really? What the fuck? What? Physics? How do even? Well, I'm not going to succeed this round. Where are you even going? And of course, I'm going to say yes, I'm going to pay for the next game. It's going to show me a prize that isn't either of the things that I want, and then I'm going to have a really easy time of it. Yeah. What have I got this time, then? Note the silver band, by the way, I did say that's a thing. Oh, the pressure's really on. I've got the difficult one down, I just need to send this straight down the middle, and the bomb bag upgrade is mine! Come on. Welcome to Get the Fuck Out of the Way Simulator 2016, even though this game was released in... Oh, come on! Like, 1990-something, and then this was, what, 2000 and... I don't know. The point is... Fuck. Yes! Fuckity yes. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to keep doing this until the heart piece comes back up, but at least I've got that. At least I have that. Now, you just watch this recording fail and I'm going to have to do it again at some point. Please don't actually do that. This is going to be so much fun. Purple rupee. Well, I could at least hope to make some money back off this. What? What? Of course an easy one comes up when I need it the least. Dear oh dear. Oh come on, that was not in the way. Once again, I win easily when it counts the least. God fucking damn it. At least I hope the prizes are on a rotation. Otherwise, I hope it's not randomly selected. Because we've seen all the prizes now, and so I would rather like that heart piece. Thank you, please. Thank you, good Merry fucking Christmas to you. No! Well, at least our stock of bomb chews for use in dungeons is increasing. Not that you ever actually need them. I mean, you might, but for the most part you don't. Okay, heart pieces come back up in the rotation, which means I'm inevitably going to fuck this up. Oh, it's a straight down the middle one. This could go better than anticipated. Move, chicken, move, chicken, move. Okay, I have 8 shots at the glory hole. Don't Google that, which in itself is a reference, which you should also not Google. Now, stay out of the way. Don't do it. Oh my god. If you just moved a bit more with your fluffy ass. Fuckity chickens. Move, 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 move. Don't move towards me, you fucking chicken nugget in about 10 years. No, that's... What is the lifespan of a chicken? Now, come on. No, 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 no. This is designed to be a rage game. Just be glad you've never heard genuine Tess rage, because that's the stuff of nightmares. Now come on. Come on, stop cock-teasing me with your piece of heart, because I need that thing to complete this game! No, no, little chicken, move. Fuck off! Why are you like this? Oh. Fuck off! Literally! I'm gonna be so salty if this doesn't work. Don't. Hey, look, a lighting glitch. Oh, while I was outside, I thought maybe I could leave to reset the RNGs, and then I realised I'm out of money. But I just got a magic jar in the most unflattering position possible. Well, that's rage-inducing, and I don't see me succeeding in it anytime soon, and I would very much like to bank the fact that I've got at least one of the 2 upgrades from that, so I'll have to come back and do that again at some point. But in the meantime, while I grind for money, I have been able to continue to be tessellating hexagons, and I'm sorely tempted to just not do that minigame until after the next dungeon, perhaps. In any case, see you next time.